Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good, Harriet. This is Shreen. How are you?
Good. I was talking and still had my mute button on. You'd think I'd know by now.
Okay, let's give it just another minute or so. One moment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mhm. Hi, Harriet. This is Shreen. I think we're good to go.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. This is Harriet Vegas, and I'd like to call the May 6th, 2024 meeting of the Nevada Tribal Emergency Coordinating Council to order. Ms. Whipple, will you please conduct roll call, please?
Yes. Harriet Vegas.
Present.
Sukaki Charlie. I saw you there.
Here. I'm here.
Thank you. Jackie Conway.
Present.
Dwayne Masters Sr. Don Pelt. Marion Perez. Kenneth Kleiner.
Present.
Ross Rivera.
Present.
Daniel Thayer.
Present.
Dave Fogerson.
Present.
Emily Gould.
Good morning, I'm here.
I see a couple of members jumped on. Don Pelt.
Don Pelt's present for Pyramid Lake.
Okay, thank you. Dwayne Masters Sr.
Here.
You have quorum.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As a friendly reminder, please double check that your microphone is on mute unless you are actively speaking. Also, when you are speaking, if you could please identify yourself before you speak in order to assist the staff with the minutes. With that, I will close out agenda item number 1 and move on to agenda item number 2. This is public comment. This is discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the co-chairs. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoints. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 8:30 a.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 686 738-8625 and then press pound. When prompted for the a participation ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. And also please be advised that the YouTube stream may be about 60 to 90 seconds behind the live meeting. If you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. And with that, while we wait for the lag time to catch up, would anyone like to provide a public comment there in Carson City?
Yes, Jim Lope here from Nevada Threat Analysis Center. I'm here with Dan Dunnan, our Critical Infrastructure Liaison Coordinator, and he'll make some comments after I'm finished. Anyway, I hail from the Nevada Threat Analysis Center, and I just wanted to remind all of the tribes that we provide free training. Some of the training that we offer is a 4-hour and 8-hour active shooter course. Also, behavioral threat assessment management training. We're certified, and that is a class which provides the end users ideas on how to handle potential threats within their tribal jurisdiction, city, county, state. We also offer threat liaison officer training and sovereign training and domestic terrorism training. Some of our training is being reviewed at the present time. However, we have been doing the behavioral threat assessment management training and the active shooter training. If you're interested, I just wanted to remind all of the tribal members. Dan, did you have some comments?
Yeah, Dan Dundan from the Nevada Threat Analysis Center. I'm a critical infrastructure coordinator at the state, and one of the things that I do is we go out and do vulnerability, security assessments of facilities. I have done a lot of tribal properties, but there are still some that need to be completed, and just wanted to put that out as a reminder. It's a free service, and we flex to your schedule. Thank you.
And Chair Dave Fogerson, I got one as well. Hoping that the FEMA Region 9 liaisons on, and we'll talk about the upcoming tribal conference that will be held in Palm Springs. Make sure that all the tribes know about it, so that way we get a good turnout from Nevada again this year.
Okay. All right, well, thank you both. Welcome to you both. It's good to see you again. I know you've done training down here in Las Vegas, so I appreciate it. Are there any other public comments? Were there any public comments on the phone?
Harriet, this is Shereen Whipple for the record. There's none on the phone or no written comment as well.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, with that, we will close out agenda item number 2 and move on to agenda item number 3. This is the approval of minutes. This is for discussion and for possible action. The NTECC will review and discuss the minutes of the February 5th, 2024 NTECC meeting. The NTECC will determine whether to approve the meeting minutes. And you all should have received a copy of the draft minutes from the February 5th, 2024 meeting. Thank you, Ms. Whipple, for all your hard work and the staff there for putting these together. Members, if you would please review, and when you're ready, I'll take a motion to amend or approve, please.
Ken Kwan and Washoe Tribe, motion to approve minutes.
Thank you,
Ross
sir.
Rivera. I'll second that with one correction.
Yes, sir.
On page 7, the 13th line down, the beginning of the sentence, it's missing a T. It says hatch. I think it should say that. Then I second the motion with that correction.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Whipple, were you able to see the correction, the edit needed?
Yes, I see it. Thank you.
Okay, with the correction in mind, we have a motion from Ken Quiner, a second by Ross Rivera. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Any opposed, say no. Okay, hearing none, motion passes with the correction. And with that, we'll close out agenda item number 3 and move on to agenda item number 4. This is the discussion on the status of the DEMHS efforts to assist our tribal nations. This is for discussion only, provided by co-chair David Fogerson, the Nevada Division of Emergency Management, Homeland Security. He's interested in hearing feedback on the status of the DEMHS programs as they relate to the tribal nation protection, prevention, response, mitigation, and recovery efforts for emergency management, homeland security, and public health preparedness. The NTECC members are encouraged to discuss ways that the DEMHS can improve its efforts to better support their needs. Co-chair Fogerson will solicit input from the individual NTECC members on possible tribal representatives to serve on the NTECC. Chief Fogerson, you have the floor, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. Again, this is our quarterly check-in to make sure that what we're doing is helping you and not hurting you. So interested to hear if there's anything that we should be doing that we're not doing for you, or anything we are doing that we should stop doing because it's affecting you. And some highlights I want to hit on. Remember, we got hazard mitigation. We got tons of training going on right now, and I know the tribes have some comments on training coming up with the NTECC or with the state tribal liaison report. We also got these resources sitting here, these two gentlemen for the Threat Analysis Center that can come out and do training on the Homeland Security side for you, and assessments of your structures for physical security and that kind of needs. When we sent out the election tabletop last week, that we did forget to send out the tribal nations. We sent to the county EMs, but forgot the tribals. So that came up last week. Everyone should have gotten that. And then we do have a change in the state tribal liaisons. Right now, we only have one state tribal liaison, and that's Josie. And she's here to help you, and we're actively going to fill that position to fill the other spot up. Lisa.
Hi.
So looking for any feedback anybody has on what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, how we can do things better to help.
This is Ross Rivera. I have just one comment.
Please,
One of the things you're doing right is keeping Josie on. She's been great. She knows what she's doing, and she gets right back to you. She does a great job, and she's still there, which is great. So I just want to say thank you to her. She does a great job.
Absolutely. Appreciate the feedback, and would agree with you wholeheartedly on Josie's efforts.
Thank you, Russ.
Okay, remember, everyone has my cell phone number, my email, and any other ways you can think of getting hold of me. So if you come up with something we're doing that we shouldn't be doing, please let me know. If you come up with something we aren't doing that we should start doing, always open to new ideas. We want to make sure this is a collaborative, cooperative process between everyone. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chief. Are there any questions from the members? Okay, thank you, Chief. I appreciate that. And I agree. I'm so grateful for Josie. She does a fantastic job. She's always contacting me, texting me. Anytime there's an issue, she's always, even if it's not even in my backyard, she's still like, hey, there's this happening around. Are you guys okay? So I'm truly grateful for you, Josie. Thank you so much. With that, we will close out agenda item number 4 and we'll move on to agenda item number 5. This is the discussion on the upcoming 2024 elections and how it will impact emergency management. This is for discussion only, provided by co-chair David Fogerson. The NTECC will discuss any emergency management related concerns that the tribal emergency managers should be ready to address for the upcoming 2024 elections. Chief Fogerson, it's back to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So I wanted to have a discussion with the group, and we've had them somewhat with individuals through Readiness Day. But a couple weeks ago, I went back to FEMA headquarters and we did what was called Foresight 2050. And we kind of suspended our disbelief and went looking to what the future could look like. I can tell you that I hope the future is not the future that we predicted in the 2050 Foresight with FEMA. But it got me thinking more and more about elections. And Brett Thompson, who everyone knows will be replacing me in October, and I have had a lot of concerns over the elections, and not a political party statement, because it doesn't matter. Brett and I both feel it doesn't matter who's going to win the election or who doesn't win the election. There's going to be some issues as a result of the elections. And it might be ahead of the elections, might be election day, might be a week later, might be a couple months later, but it's not just going to be your normal everyday activity coming this fall. So we worked with CISA and we worked with the Secretary of State's office and built some tabletop exercises that should have gone out to all the tribal emergency managers last week. But just want to have a discussion over, what may happen, what might happen, how we prepare for it, how we can better help you, especially when we start looking in the rural and frontier areas and we have ballot boxes and that kind of thing, to make sure that everyone's aware of the various components that we need to be ready for. I'm going to stop there for a minute, see if anybody has anything before I go on more of my commentary. Did everyone get that tribal or the elections tabletop? Ross, you did. Ken, did you get it?
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Okay, so we got to get it to Ross. Anybody else not get it from Lindy?
Chief, this is Harriet Vegas. I don't remember if I got it or not. I'll have to look. If I did not, do I email Ms. Lindy?
Yeah, Lindy is the one who developed it. So if you don't have it, you can email Lindy. And if you don't have Lindy's email, just let Sharina or I know and we can take care of it.
Okay. And then also, are there, how many tribes have a ballot, a voting station on the reservation? Do we have quite a few, or that was also one of my concerns, the safety of those because of what's happened in the past?
Absolutely, ma'am. And I believe every tribe is supposed to have access to a voting location or polling location on the reservation by a law change they did last session. And we talked about it the other day. I'd have to research a little more to find out where they are. And we can make sure that you're connected with those. That way, you know your sites. And that is the spot on part that, our real worry is making sure we have a fair, open, democratic election on that election day, that we don't have an active assailant. We don't have the power going out. We don't have a snowfall event that keeps people from voting. All those things to make sure we have the integrity of the election process the day of. And so you guys working with your law enforcement, your fire service, and then Dan with, as a state critical infrastructure, can come and take a look at maybe some of your infrastructure concerns and see what we might have issues wise.
Ken Quiner for the record.
Oh.
Josie sent out the election information on the 30th of April.
Josie, okay.
Once again, Josie's on top of things.
Thank you, Ken. We'll resend it to Ross. It's a long way out there to Ely, so. And the wind blew pretty hard, so it could have got blown off the fiber line. See no more discussion. Oh, go ahead, Ross.
I just found it. I did receive it.
Perfect. with your fire service and start thinking about it and suspend disbelief. You know, who would have thought that we'd be getting fentanyl letters mailed to county election offices? You know, all the bad things you can think of in your head is all the things that we have to be ready for coming up, with the hopes that nothing bad happens. But if we don't think like an evil person, we won't be ready for it when they do it. And we're gonna have another 9/11 where we have a failure to imagine and we're not ready for it. So anything we can do to help you, all you have to do is reach out and ask, and we'll take care of it for you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that, Chief. I appreciate that. And you're right. I also looked, and of course, Ken's right. Josie is on top of it. I have it from the 30th. So thank you for that. Were there any questions from the members for the chief regarding agenda item number 5?
Yeah, this is Daniel Thayer, Reno Sparks. So I kind of going through my emails and I can't find it anywhere. If you don't mind resending.
I'll send it to you, Daniel.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, hearing none, that will close out agenda item number 5, and we'll move on to agenda item number 6. This is the Nevada Readiness Days. This is for discussion only, provided by Lindy Downey, DEMHS. The NTECC will be briefed on the monthly Nevada Readiness Days with an invite to attend virtually or in person. Ms. Downey, the floor is yours.
And today I will be Miss Downey because she's on a plane headed to a meeting in DC, I believe. So I get a cover for her. So one of the things that we've done at the State Division of Emergency Management is we picked a day every month that is we call Readiness Day. And the original intent was to be an all-day event, and then we realized that might be a little too much to actually pull from a work day. So now we're doing a 2-hour block in the mornings on a Wednesday, right following our Wednesday morning brief. And we're picking a different topic and we're going through it. It might be a tabletop exercise. It might be a guest speaker coming to talk about current events. We've had cybersecurity last month. The month before, we brought in the Secretary of State's office. And so we want to make sure that you're aware of these for the future. And if you're not getting the invites for these, reach out to Josie and Josie will get you invites for them. But next one is May 8th, which is Wednesday. And that's actually going to be an interesting one because Brett Comps and I are going to do a fireside chat to talk about who Brett is and his leadership qualities and why he wants my position and where he intends to take the division. So it should be a really, really good talk. He's going to focus more on internal stuff for our employees, but I'd love to have anybody that wants to come to that. We'll make sure Josie can get out that invite to you if you don't have it. And then in June, Nevada Threat Analysis Center is going to come and talk about what they do to all of us. And we'll be taking care of that with Desiree. We'll be doing that instruction that day. And then come July, we're going to start talking about communications and cybersecurity from the State of Nevada Radio Communication System. That one might get altered a little bit. We might be doing some lifeline training. We keep bouncing back and forth on that. August is going to be having all the federal employees show up. We always talk about all the different federal agencies. And Chris Haynes has been on a mission to get all the federal agencies in Northern Nevada or in Nevada all in the loop. And so he wants to bring them in for a Readiness Day so we can see all the different federal agencies that we deal with, emergency management, Homeland Security. We've done it on the Homeland Security side. Casey Keckler, our intelligence officer from DHS, actually has a once a month meeting now of all the federal intelligence folks for us. And so we're trying to do that same kind of concept with the non-intelligence folks. September will be the election security tabletop. We might be talking about it a couple times before September just to make sure we're ready, but we're going to make sure we're going to do a big one with Secretary of State's office. And this one will be focused on something happens in multiple counties and then the state has to, how does the state support those counties with what's going on in that event? October is going to be an internal one because we're going to do COOP. November is going to be resource management. And the December one, we did this last year, we're going to do again this year, although I won't be here for it. It'll be a little game to see who wins and it'll be questions that are based on all the readiness days through the year before. So these trainings are offered to you as well, because we want to build those relationships between all of us, the cities, counties, tribal, and the state, and our federal partners. And we feel that the readiness day is a good place where we can do that. If you're here locally, you're always welcome to come and attend in person. If you're not here locally, it's all on the internet, and so you can it's all online, so that way you can get connected to it that way. And we will make sure as the invites come out that Josie forward those on to you guys as well. Any questions, ma'am?
Thank you, Chief. Were there any questions regarding the Nevada Readiness Days from the members? Okay, hearing no questions. Thank you, Chief, for that update. Well, actually, I do have a quick question. Are y'all bringing s'mores for the May 8th fireside? Because if so, I'm gonna be there.
We're trying to make it pretty cool. We're actually gonna bring in a fireplace, and we're gonna have chairs and lamps. We're gonna try to make it kind of, you know, like a true fireside chat. We did down
Nice.
in NEPA with Eric Brock, and it worked out really, or with oh, I forget Brock's name, Russ Brock's name, but the former FEMA administrators who want to recreate that atmosphere that we had there for this.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, if there are no other questions, we will close out agenda item number 6 and we'll move on to agenda item number 7. This is an update on the tribal health preparedness efforts. This is for discussion only, provided by Emily Gould, Public Health Preparedness Program. Ms. Gould will update the NTECC on the Division of Public and Behavioral Health's health preparedness efforts. Ms. Gould, I'll turn it over to you, please.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Hope you're all doing well. So just a few updates for you this morning. Our main activity right now is our upcoming Rural Preparedness Summit. So this will be our 12th annual Rural Preparedness Summit. It's going to be held in Elko at the Conference Center next week, so May 15th and 16th. We still do have quite a bit of room available for registration, and Shireen had sent out that registration flyer attached to all of this meeting material, so you should have that. But if you have any questions about the registration process or anything like that, please let me know. The site, there's an attachment to the conceptual agenda. I'm working on finalizing the actual agenda so we can attach that and everyone can see what we have planned, but there's a lot of exciting training topics this year. So one of our main ones will be doing a disasters in seconds pediatric triage training for medical professionals, but anyone can attend. And then we'll also have a hazmat interlocal tabletop exercise, access and functional needs exercise and training. We're also doing some railroad hazmat safety discussions. We have a tribal keynote speaker. So Chairman Sorrel Smokey from the Washoe Tribe will be our keynote speaker this year. We're really excited to have him out. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. We hope you can join us. Let me know if you have any questions about that event. Our next thing that we're working on is our 5-year strategic plan. So this will just kind of outline all of our goals and activities that we'd like to accomplish over the next 5 years with our partners. So right now we're just working on sending out a few surveys. Once we have that data back from our partners, we'll work on incorporating that into the plan. Originally, we were hoping to have that draft out by May 30th to our partners to review and then provide any feedback that we can incorporate. We've been a little bit delayed with that timeline, so it's probably looking more like in early June, mid-June. So once that's ready, I'm happy to send this out or present to the group if we need to, and we can kind of just discuss, go over everything and see what your thoughts are and what we can work to incorporate into that main plan. So hoping to have that finalized before July 1st, the start of that fiscal year, because then that will start pushing us into our next 5 years within our budget. So we'll just keep you updated however that turns out. And then additionally, we're keeping an eye on the measles activity and the avian flu. So far Nevada hasn't really been affected by any measles activity, nor have we been affected by the avian flu as much as I've heard so far. But I have sent out some guidance to our rural partners, and I just sent Josie an email probably about 5 minutes ago to pass on to you all. And this is just outlining some guidance from the USDA on prevention measures and vaccinations, things that they can do to prevent it in any livestock. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns about that, and we'll see what resources we can send your way. Additionally, our Rural Healthcare Preparedness Partners Coalition, so RHPPR Hospital Coalition, is holding a, what do they call it, the Rural Consortium training for their coalition partners, June 11th through 13th in Reno at the Whitney Peak Hotel. So this will just kind of cover a few different training topics. Again, we'll have Heather Lafferty out there to do some access and functional needs trainings for the hospital partners, as well as HICS, which is the Hospital Incident Command System, if you're unfamiliar with that. That will be a train the trainer. So you can take that information back to your clinics and then be able to train your staff on response. I think there will be some cybersecurity measures as well. I think space is a little bit limited, but please let me know if you're interested. Please reach out and I'll see what I can do to make sure you're included on that list. And then lastly, we'll be participating in a full-scale patient movement exercise in Reno this summer with our federal HHS partners. And that will be through the VA at the Reno Air Force Base. I may be wrong about that. I'll have to look into the details, but we'll be participating and see what we can take back from that exercise and see what we can incorporate into our plans and then share with all of you. So I think those are our main tasks right now. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gould. Are there any questions from any of the members for Ms. Gould?
Ken Quiner for the record. Ms. Gould, it'd be awesome if all these great training things that you guys have scheduled, and maybe it already exists and I'm just not aware of it. Could there be a training calendar, a list? I can't keep up with all the good things that are being offered, and I would love to be able to go back and refer to something that say, oh, this is what we want to go in this date and this date. And that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We could get that in writing.
Definitely. I can work on sending a list out to everyone.
Thank you.
And Emily, one of the things that Rodney, DT and I talked about was putting your stuff on the Nevada training qualifications website. So that way all the emergency managers have one spot to go to instead of having to look at a couple spots. So you want to send that over to Josie, she can get it to Darlene and we'll get it on there as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments for Ms. Gould? Okay, well, thank you very much for your update. We appreciate that. With that, we'll close out agenda item number 7 and move on to agenda item number 8. This is an update from the Intertribal Council of Nevada, ITCN. This is for discussion only, submitted by Clifford Banuelos, Tribal State Environmental Liaison for ITCN. Mr. Banuelos will provide the NTECC with an update of ITCN activities related to the support of tribal emergency management and public health preparedness. Mr. Banuelos, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
For the record, Clifford Banuelos, Tribal State Environmental Liaison with the Intertribal Council of Nevada. I have a pretty short report. We just completed a 24-hour HAZWOPER training for some tribes in Nevada. Washoe tribe was there, and so was the Duck Valley Shopai tribe. It's a coordinated effort between the Intertribal Council of Nevada and Intertribal Council of Arizona. And I don't have the number on the attendees. We also had an 8-hour refresher class, but it's something we put out to the tribes every year. And we do anticipate having, as a kind of a follow-up, Incident Command System training, ICS 300 training in Lake Tahoe. We don't have a secured location yet and exact dates, but and I want to have a save the date out by this meeting, but I wasn't able to get one. But just, for a heads up, I do know the state's putting on ICS 300 too. We're just kind of adding to it, but that's another coordinated effort between Intertribal Council of Nevada and Arizona. And again, Lake Tahoe. So who's going to turn down Lake Tahoe in the summer, right? And then I just wanted to add that ITCN is actively involved with the voter registration efforts by the tribes and tribal groups. And that was correct what the chief said. Every tribe, including South Fork Band, has a polling location now in Nevada. So that's good news. And report.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions from the members for Mr. Banuelos? Okay, thank you very much for that. Oh, that was weird. Okay, thank you. With that, we will close out agenda item number 8 and move on to agenda item number 9. This is an update from the Nevada Indian Commission. This is for discussion only, presented by Serena Nez. Ms. Nez will provide NTECC with an update of the NIC activities related to the support of tribal emergency management and public health preparedness. Ms. Nez, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. The Nevada Indian Commission does not have any updates at this time. Everyone else has covered the updates we would be providing regarding especially the polling locations. So the only other thing we have to update is beginning July 1, the Nevada Indian Commission will become its own state agency, and we will be named the Nevada Department of Native American Affairs. So be watching for some new communications and taglines and website. That'll all be coming after the July 1. Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Ms. Nez. Are there any questions or comments for Ms. Nez before we move on? Okay, hearing none. Thank you, ma'am, for that update. With that, we will close out agenda item number 9 and move on to agenda item number 10. This is updates from the U.S. Forest Service. This is for discussion only, provided by Melissa Navis, Tribal Relations Specialist with the U.S. Forest Service. Ms. Navis will update the NTECC on activities related to the support of tribal emergency management. Ms. Navis, I will turn it over to you.
Hi, this is Teresa Dixon in for Melissa. She is on detail, and I'm stepping in for her while she is out for the next 4 months. So for fire of what's going on throughout the state and throughout the forest. From 2023, we had a total of 50 fires throughout the state, 33 of which were natural caused, 9 were human caused, and 8 are still undetermined of their causes. And that, of course, includes both, that's the entire Humboldt-Toyabe, so that includes lands in California as well. So for the most part, the majority of those fires were around the Reno, Carson, Sparks area along the Sierra Front. So with a few more in the Austin, Tonopah area, Ely, Spring Mountains, Las Vegas area, and then Santa Rosa's north of Winnemucca. So of those 50 fires, 33 of which happened in Nevada itself, 22 were natural caused, 7 are still undetermined, 2 are considered recreation and ceremony, 1 was fireworks, and only 1 was power generation, transmission, distribution caused. The 2024 Humboldt-Toyabe resources, our staffing is, we've got 14 engines this year, 2 type 2 6 engines, 7 type 3 engines, 5 type 4 engines. We have 11 patrols, prevention trucks staffed statewide, 1 type 1, excuse me, an IHC crew, which is going to be in Black Mountain with 25 crew members, which is Carson City. A one Type 2 wildland fire module in Ely, and one Type 3 helicopter with 17 crew members, which will be stationed in Minden. For our fuel stats for 2023, there were 35,300 acres completed, in other words, treated in 2023. Of those, 825 were prescribed fire, 8,900 acres were targeted grazings for fine fuels, reduction in the wildland urban interface, and 25,275 were hand and mechanical treatment to meet multiple objectives, treatments in the wildland urban interface, the sage grouse habitat enhancements, aspen enhancements, etc. 300 of those acres were herbicide treatments on non-native invasive annuals. Of the 35,000 acres, 24,765 was accomplished within the wildland Sierra and Elko Front priority treatment, so the Ruby Mountains over near Elko, Nevada. Hazardous fuels accomplishment for 2024 is going to be approximately about 28,000 acres that we're going to be aiming for HTF. And about 19,000 of those acres will be in the WCS Sierra Front Elko, including the shared stewardship that we've been working on. Some of the notable things that happened interagency throughout Nevada in 2023 was there was a statewide effort that was completed in 2023 to establish a statewide potential operation delineations for the entire state. Nevada is one of the only states in the nation to have this statewide. The Nevada Fire Board will actually host 5 Type 3 incident management teams for the 2024 season, which is going to be more than any other state in the nation. Interagency wildland fire modules will be in Ely between NDF and Forest Service employees for the 2024 season. Interagency statewide fire restrictions plan to align agencies and to be able to communicate our communities easier. And we are currently working on a statewide dispatch agreement to align all dispatches under one agreement with that target completion date in the fall of 2024. So that is what I have.
Thank you very much for that report. Are there any questions for Ms. Dixon? Okay, hearing no questions. Thank you, Ms. Dixon, for that report. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, we will close out agenda item number 10, and we will move on to agenda item number 11. This is the Nevada Public Bodies updates. This is for discussion only. Representatives appointed to the following Nevada public bodies may provide an update on their role with each public body, as well as initiatives and projects that impact Nevada tribes. So first up, we're going to start with the Nevada Resilience Advisory Committee provided by co-chair David Fogerson. Chief Fogerson, I turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And NRAC hasn't met between the last NTECC meeting and this meeting. Last NTECC meeting we had pretty much mirrored the NRAC meeting that we had prior. We are having an NRAC meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be really focused on the grant priorities for the year. With everyone that is applying for a Homeland Security grant is going to have to appear, and every project will be weighted against each other this year. We decided we want to do that every 5 years, and so this is the first time around to doing it. And it's probably a good year to start that as the federal government cut all the preparedness grants from FEMA and DHS 10%. And so we're going to see less funding available. So there'll be a little more arm wrestling at the next NRAC meeting. Might be an entertaining one if you want to tune in. In a report, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the members? Okay, next up is the Nevada Commission on Homeland Security. Normally I would provide this report by myself, but due to an email issue, I was unaware of the meeting, so I wasn't present at the last meeting. Thankfully, Chief Fogerson offered to fill us in. So Chief, I turn it back to you, sir.
Thanks, ma'am. At the last Homeland Security Commission meeting, we looked at the after action reviews and discussed the special event policies and process that we're doing in Clark County for Formula One Super Bowl, along with New Year's Eve. And that was the main topic of discussion at the last Homeland Security meeting of how we're partnering together and making sure that we're connected for all these large events.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions? Okay, next is the Nevada Commission on Homeland Security Finance Committee, also provided by Chief Fogerson. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And this committee has not met between the last NTECC meeting and this one.
Thank you, sir. Next up is the Nevada State Emergency Response Commission, provided by Lance Chantler. Mr. Chantler, you have the floor, sir. Is Mr. Chantler here? Okay, looks like he was unable to join us. So we will move on to the Nevada Interstate Mutual Aid Committee, provided by Eric Wilson. Mr. Wilson, are you available to update us?
Yes, ma'am, I am. This is Eric Wilson with DEM for the record. IMAS has not had a meeting since the last NTECC meeting, so there's nothing to report. We plan on having a meeting next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I appreciate that. Let's see. Thank you all for your updates. With that, we will close out agenda item number 11 and move on to agenda item number 12. This is the update from Federal Emergency Management Agency, Region 9. This is for discussion only, provided by Chris Haynes, FEMA Region Integration Lead for Nevada. Mr. Haynes will provide the NTECC with an overview of FEMA Region 9 all hazards activities and upcoming events. This will include training, tribal partner engagements, tribal consultation opportunities, and outreach activities at the regional and Nevada-specific level. Mr. Haynes, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not sure if Chris is on the line. Hey, Chris, are you there? My name is Vincent Martinez. I'm the Regional Tribal Liaison for FEMA Region 9 assigned to Arizona. And I know Chris had reached out to me and asked if I could be here if he may not be able to make it. But I did want to mention, as I believe Chief Fogerson mentioned, about our tribal partnership workshop that FEMA is having in Agua Caliente Rancho Mirage. It will be the 25th through the 27th. All the tribal EMs should have received a invitation by now, as well as our state partners. If you have not received the invitation, please reach out to, I tried to put it in the chat and I think I'm locked out of the chat, but if you could reach out to Josie, she has my contact information. She can also provide that invitation, and she can also provide that to me as well, so that I can make sure that you have received that invitation. It will be again on that will be June 25th through the 27th at the Agua Caliente Rancho Mirage. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. I appreciate that. Are there any questions for Mr. Martinez? Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
I just want to really encourage participation in that the tribal conference. This will be the third one that we've had. The first one is in Reno. Second one was down in Arizona. So it's been a nice discussion, I think, between the three states. And it is even more refreshing. The first time we met with all the tribes in the region in the three states, I felt really bad for the California tribes and California OES. It was kind of a very contentious relationship. And it seemed like that helped them get through some items that made Arizona's conference a little better for them. So having these discussions are so important for all of us to share those resources back and forth, those good ideas. So I'd highly encourage everyone to participate that can make it.
I agree. Thank you for that, Chief. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Mr. Martinez, for that. We will close out agenda item number 12, and we'll move on to agenda item number 13. This is updates from the DEM-HS Tribal Liaison staff. This is for discussion only, provided by Josie Burnett, our tribal liaison. The NTECC will be provided an overview of training opportunities, tribal outreach activities, and updates related to the support of tribal emergency management and public health preparedness. Ms. Burnett, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good morning, Josie Burnett, Tribal Liaison for the record. I wanted to do something a little bit different this meeting to be more inclusive to some of our tribes, to generate hopefully a little bit more discussion. I've included a couple of our tribal partners, giving each of them an opportunity to discuss their community trainings and activities that are coming up. So we're going to start out with Jackie Conway with the Found Paiute Shoshone Tribe. She's going to talk about some upcoming trainings.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to let everyone know the Found Paiute Shoshone Tribe will be hosting an 8-hour hazmat awareness course. It'll be here in Fallon. It'll be Friday, August 2nd. And for the week of August 5th through the 9th, we'll also be hosting a 40-hour HAZWAPER course. The location is yet to be determined, but I'll send a flyer out once we get our location secured. The training will be provided by the Alabama Fire College and Workplace Safety Training Program. And that's all I had to report.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Moving on, next, we have Lisa Christensen with the Washoe Tribe of Nevada and California to talk about upcoming CERT training.
Yes. So I'm Lisa Christensen, Washoe Tribe of Nevada and California. I started the position as a project manager in December, and we have the big push for community emergency response team training. April 2023, we started kickoff meetings in each of the communities. That went really well. So we came up with May 18th and 19th, 2024 in Carson Colony at the gymnasium. Woodford's community will be June 22nd, 23rd at Woodford's Wellness Center. That's at the gymnasium in Woodford's. Dress up will be tentative in September and August. Hopefully Stewart community will schedule theirs. So we will be there. We'll be taking anybody that wants to come in. I wouldn't say any age, but you know, teen on up. So if anybody from the reservations want to come join us, those are the two that we have that are for sure in June and May. You can just call me, show up. We're working in coordination with Douglas County CERT program, Jim Williams, Carson CERT, Serge Duarte, Hungry Valley, Daniel Thayer, myself, Ken Quinner, and George Abbott will be the trainers. And if I missed anybody, I'll let you know, but that's it for us.
Thank you, Lisa. Next would be Ross Rivera with the Ely Shoshone Tribe to discuss county coordination with your BRIC grant.
Hi, Ross Rivera with the Ely Shoshone Tribe. Talking about the BRIC grant we put in for the hazard mitigation update, along with actually we are partners with Eureka County and White Pine County. It'll be the first time the tribe has this partnership in the hazard mitigation plan. This 5-year plan is really way behind for the Ely Shoshone tribe. Since we partner with City of Ely for emergency services, and we count on the City of Ely and White Pine County for emergency services, it only makes sense to partner with them on the mitigation hazard mitigation plan. The BRID grant is one of the funding sources we had chosen between the 3 entities. White Pine County did host the first hazard mitigation plant between White Pine County, Eureka, and I kind of jumped on board for this next planning session, which Eureka's taken the lead on, and they are the ones that initiated the BRID grant. So we're still waiting on the BRID grant. Hopefully this will come to light and Ely Shoshone tribe can be updated with their hazard mitigation plan. Then we can start receiving funds where we can then assist City of Ely and White Pine County with making us stronger for the future if such emergency is needed. That's all I got to say for roundabout way is the reason we put in for the BRIC grant, so we're learning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ross. And lastly, we'll have Daniel Fair with the Reno Sparks Indian Colony talk about upcoming trainings.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I mean, good morning. Trying to get my camera to work, but the host has stopped it. I guess you guys don't want to see my mug today for Monday. Just some of the activities that we've been doing here with the Reno Sparks Indian Colony and Reno Sparks Tribal Health Center. We did participate with the Ehrlich side chain theory, the anthrax exercise that Nevada Public Health held on April 9th and 10th. We did participate with the tabletop exercise and then also part of the real-time event that was held at the fairgrounds. The incident took place on tribal land and we were part of the unified command, which was good because, you know, we got to get more exposure with some of our partners here within Washoe County. Also, we did ICS 100C, 200C here at the Tribal Health Center, and we are looking at doing 700 and 800 in June. One of the other things we did was on April 29th, we did our hazmat awareness course. And one thing that we are working on right now is we're looking at finalizing our Tribal Health Center COOP plan this week. I had planned on finishing it in February, but as you can see, we're running a couple months behind, but we will have it complete this week. That's all I have.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for all of your updates on your activities. I really appreciate your discussion today, and then we'll close out our agenda item. Thank you.
Thank you for all the updates from all the tribes. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Josie, for putting that together, because that's exactly, I think, what a lot of us were looking for was to hear from the different tribes. So I'm really grateful to hear those updates. Are there any questions from anyone for any of those that provided an update this morning? Does anyone have any questions or comments? Okay, well, thank you everyone for those updates. I really appreciate it. And Ms. Josie, that was, I like the way that you led that this morning. So with that, we will close out agenda item number 13 and we'll move on to agenda item number 14. This is the grant status report. This is for discussion only, provided by Suze Coyote. The NTECC will receive quarterly grant reports, which will outline the spending status on Emergency Management Performance Grant, the Homeland Security grant program and the Emergency Preparedness Working Group grant. The NTECC will also be briefed on the status of current and expected grants. Ms. Coyote, I'll turn it over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Harriet. This is Suze Coyote for the record, grants manager here at the Division of Emergency Management. The grant status report is attached in your meeting materials. And as Harriet mentioned, all grant programs with open subawards are listed in the report. It shows the subrecipient agency, project, original award amount, any re-obligated funds received, amount spent as of the last report, the funding stream or grant, any de-obligated amount, and the percentage of awards spent as of the last report received. The federal reporting narratives for HSGP, Homeland Security Grant Program, and Nonprofit Security Grant Program are attached, which provide program updates for those programs as of 12/30/23. The late reporting synopsis as of 12/30/2023 is included with this agenda item as well. DEM grant staff is working with subgrantees to bring their reporting up to date. Also of note, applications mentioned earlier by Dave for the Nonprofit Security Grant Program, Homeland Security Grant Program, and the Emergency Management Performance Grant opened in Zoom grants on April 23rd and are due next week, May 17th. Bulletins have been distributed through our listserv. If you have any questions or need assistance with your applications, please reach out to DHS grants at dem.nv.gov and our grants team will assist you. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have regarding this report.
Thank you, Ms. Coyote. Are there any questions for Ms. Coyote regarding these grants? Or any comments? Okay, hearing none. Thank you very much for your report. I appreciate that. So with that, we will close out agenda item number 14 and move on to agenda item number 15. This is our second public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the co-chairs. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 8:30 a.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 686-738-8625 and then press pound. When prompted for the participation ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. And then again, please be advised that the YouTube stream will be about 60 to 90 seconds behind the live meeting. And if you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. So while we wait for that to catch up, would anyone like to provide a public comment there in Carson City?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Anyone on in Zoom land or what is this, Teams? No, Zoom. Okay. Anyone online or on the phone?
Harriet, this is Shereen Whipple for the record. There is none on the phone or no written either.
Perfect. Thank you. I do have a quick comment. Just as a reminder, I will get with you, Ms. Shireen, for the next meeting, but I believe that my position is coming due. I'm coming to the end of my position. So I was looking on the bylaws and it says it's a term of 2 years. So I think we're right around the 2-year, or we're coming up on 2 years. So I at least wanted to plant a seed to everyone to maybe think about applying for this fabulous position. You get to talk and to see everyone. It's a great position. So if anyone else is interested, I at least wanted to plant that seed for the next meeting. Maybe we can ask for people who are interested in it. But if it's not on the next agenda, it will be coming up, because I do know that my time is almost to an end in this position here for NTECC as co-chair. So I at least wanted to put that out there. And with that, are there any other questions or comments that people may have? Okay, hearing no other comments. With that, we will close out agenda item number 15. And we'll move on to our favorite agenda item number 16, which is adjournment. This is for discussion and possible action. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Pyramid Lake will make a motion to adjourn.
Fort McDermott will second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any noes, please say no. With that, the motion passes to adjourn. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to meet with us this morning. And we are adjourned at 10:07. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in 3 months. Thank you so much.